Welcome to another episode of The Razor's Edge. Y'all must have forgot, but like Roy Jones, we came back to remind you. And in case you're wondering what we're talking about today, if the huge V on this t-shirt was not an inclination of what the subject of today's conversation is going to be, we're talking about the Varicam. Yes, the Varicam LT, as you can see, it's sitting in front of me. It's been out a couple of months. We've had it for about a month and a half, and I have to say, it is an impressive camera. There's been a lot of talk about it. A lot of people have gone into depth on what the camera does, what it doesn't do. So I'm just gonna give you a brief overview of what we love about it and why we love it, all right? We got the full package, Pro EX, because it came with some nice things. Actually, a few awesome things I had some questions about, but after getting it, like, yeah, this is dope. This viewfinder. Definitely, I don't know what manufacturing costs, but it's definitely worth the $4+ grand. You can get other viewfinders. There are marvelous viewfinders from other manufacturers out there that will work with the camera. There's an SDI port out here. We'll send everything out over this thing. But on this viewfinder, you could control everything on the camera from right here. So stick your eye on this, quick access buttons. You can run the camera from here. That is the advantage of having this viewfinder over others. Also the fact that it's built like a tank, the image is phenomenal. Yeah, I can't say enough good things about the viewfinder. And the other thing that people may not know about this camera is P2 cards. Got the camera, and just for fun, I was like, let's whip out some of those old P2 cards. HVX, 4 gig P2s. Some of you might not remember those days. I have very strong memories about them. Try the 4 gig P2, guess what? P2 cards from 2000 and I believe 6 or 7 still work. We're still able to record the lower resolution 1080p stuff on this camera with the original 4 gig P2, which means that essentially that makes it like the most reliable solid state media out there. For this camera, if you want 4K, you're gonna have to go with these. These are the Express P2, right? These a little bit thicker. You know, they're a little bit thicker. Actually, they won't fit in the smaller cameras. They'll only fit in, I believe, the LT and the full-size Varicam 35. But this is what you need for 4K recording. Now, for ProRes, 1080p, and all the other stuff, you can definitely use the cheaper P2 cards. You don't need the Express P2. The full package comes with the reader, USB 3, very simple, quick transfer rate. The camera also has an SD card slot. Right here, let me see if I can get this out. 128 gig SDXC card for proxies. All right, so what's awesome about the proxies? Same time code, same everything as what's in your main card slot, what's going on the P2. So you can record a low-res 1080p file in the proxy, give it to your DIT on set, actually give it to your data manager on set using an iMac, if you please. They can cut a quick reference edit, and then you can conform it to your high bitrate, high res 4K files from the P2 cards later. Awesome, great workflow. The other advantage is this camera is one of, I believe, 4 cameras that could do true anamorphic. And by true anamorphic, I mean using 2x lenses and a 4:3 aspect ratio. The advantages of that are you obviously get your classic anamorphic look. With other cameras with 16:9 sensors, you generally have to use a 1.33x squeeze lens, which there are a few available. Hawk makes them. Actually, we have a couple here from SLR Magic. But if you want true anamorphic, you need something that will capture and let you this thing. Other cameras do that. This camera will actually let you monitor your de-squeezed anamorphic. And with the proxy card slot, you can actually record a de-squeezed image, so everything coming out of the proxy is going to be the way you want it to look, so your editor doesn't have to worry about de-squeezing the image while they're cutting. So they can cut the proxy de-squeezed, give you, if you want something, you're doing a quick turnaround, at the end of the day, you can look at a proxy file of what your final thing is gonna look like with a baked-in lookup table if you want, and still have all your clean information on the P2 card that you can conform to later. The other thing that's really dope about the camera is interchangeable lens mount. I kind of wish that they would just standardize this thing for all cameras. Somebody would just license the PS Technic IMS system, and we can just use whatever lens mount we want because nobody wants to be tied into lenses. You can buy, if you buy just the body, it comes with an EF mount. If you buy the package, you get one of these, which is the PL mount for the camera. It's really quick and easy to change. I'll actually show you how to do that in a second, and which allows you to go quickly from EF to PL lenses. So if you're shooting anamorphic, obviously there are no native EF mount anamorphic lenses. If you want to use a Kowa, Cook, Lomo front mount, square front anamorphics, all those are PL mounts. You'll obviously need that mount, but you can use those lenses on this camera, actually de-squeeze the image, monitor what you're shooting properly, all that. The other thing that came with the package was obviously this handle that I had mixed feelings about initially because I was like, wait, what is that for? Just to control EF lenses. I don't own any EF lenses that need that. But after shooting with the camera, when I started shooting with it, this record trigger button comes in handy, and there is actually user assignable buttons on this. So this handle is actually useful. So I'm sorry, Panasonic, I wasn't really, I wasn't excited about the handle, but actually getting the handle, I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense, that works, that's dope. Really, the one feature that I've been playing with that may or may not interest anybody is the fact that you can ramp. So you can go 0 to 120 on the camera, and actually I have not even mentioned this, the control system. So you can go 0 to 120 on the camera and literally change your frame rates while recording. So you would just scroll through this, change it, or 120 to 240. So I can go, hey, slow motion, regular motion, slow-mo, super slow motion, regular slow motion. It's childish, but I'm actually probably still about 11 years old. So it's a feature I really like. People are like, well, you could just do that in post. Well, if you know it's the same thing as doing slow motion in post, it just doesn't look or feel right. If you want to ramp, being able to do it in camera it looks and feels right. You can shutter speed, it looks right. I really feel like I'd rather be able to ramp in camera, and this is the only camera that does that. Yes, every other thing, you'll say, oh, they do 240. Most of them will do it in bursts and will do line skipping. This will actually give you real 240. Yes, the sensor crops, but you're getting an accurate readout at all high frame rates. And the image, wow, I can't say enough about the image. It's the same sensor as the full-size Varicam 35, which is obviously a studio camera, big boy toy, very expensive camera, but this has the same sensor. So for, I think, a third or a quarter of the price, you're getting the same sensor. Now, people online have sent emails, well, this camera performs amazingly in low light. Why do I need to spend this on the Varicam? You don't need to, but I challenge you to get any color information out of any of those sensors at those higher ISO. Try to get a black level, try to get a skin tone right on any of these other cameras at 5,000 ISO. It is impossible. This is possibly the only camera that maintains accurate skin tones and color information at higher ISOs. I don't shoot a lot of dock work where I'm pumping ISO. Generally stuff is lit, but it's a nice feature to have, to be able to go down and use, low power LEDs over a 2K or something like that. So it's a dope. So we're gonna just go through changing the mount. So I'm just gonna quickly go over changing the mount. It's very simple. I'm gonna try minimally move the camera. I already cheated because I unlocked one of the set screws, but it takes an Allen key. Let's see, it's a 1.5. There's two set screws adjacent to each other. Just unlock the set screw here from the base of the mount. And it's loose. I can just unscrew that. This is the EF mount I'm taking off now. Comes off, boom, EF mount, done. Just grab my PL mount. There's the contacts here. Those just need to go in the contacts here. If you're using any of the PL mounted with any of the PL lenses with metadata, Cook Eye, or any of the ARRI lenses like Ultra Primes, Master Primes that provide the camera will, this mount does read all that data. So I'm just gonna line that up there. Let's see. All right, I think I'm gonna have to move this a little bit. Okay. I'll put it back down, okay, just to start. All right, done. Okay. And I'm just gonna tighten this up. Yep, and you could feel it tighten in there, right? Set screw is right in front of me. It's gonna be in the same position that it was on the EF mount. And I'm just gonna tighten the set screw there, right? And there are two set screws. There's one on that side, one on the lower side. I have to move the camera to get to that one. Tighten the set screw there. Let's put the camera. And now we have a PL mount Varicam LT. Let's mount a PL mount lens here just to show you guys that, boom, it is that simple. Now we have a PL mount camera, PL lens mounted. Get right back to work shooting. We just went from EF to PL. I didn't time it, but I'm pretty sure it was less than 5 minutes. And while we're here, before we wrap up this episode of The Razor's Edge, I just wanted to show you guys actually something that I really like. I've tried a lot of affordable wireless follow focuses, haven't really been satisfied with any of them. And we've been using the Cinegears Wireless Follow Focus version 2. This is a basic, we're using a single channel version here. It comes with the cool part about this versus all the other more affordable wireless follow focus, it's not a Bartech or one of those $5,000, $10,000 units, is that this one has the receiver built into the motor. So you actually, really, you have two things. Motor, the motors and receivers are one unit powered from a P-tap, which we have on the Varicam here. Sync set is really easy. It's literally pressing 2 buttons. What's dope, and I don't know why every product doesn't do this. All the instructions, every instruction for this thing is on the back. If you want to assign focus poles, ABC, tells you how to do it here. Sync the motor and the transmitter, tells you how to do that there. Magnetic focus, magnetic rings, boom, pops off. Actually, you see markers there, done, right, boom. You can set your hard stops. It is incredibly quiet. Also, something I was really impressed with, because you have some wireless follow focus that, affordable, but they come with the price tag of being noisy. This one, everything in the room right now is louder than this. The AC, actually I just heard somebody flush the toilet in the back. And that's actually louder than this. And this is quiet, and been really impressed with it. It's ease of use, the size of the motors, and just how convenient it is with everything. Power tap, this is USB powered, and whenever I have a slow moment on set, I can just look at the back and it tells me what I need to do to make things happen. Again, Cinegears Wireless Follow Focus, affordable, easy to use, and I really like it. So for smaller jobs where we can't rent a Bartech, this is sort of the go-to for us at the moment. Today we're coming to you from Hello World Communications on West 22nd, so we just want to thank Hello World for letting us shoot. My boys Val and Eugene on camera, hopefully making me not look like an idiot. And if you'd like to rent a Varicam, one of the few rental houses that do have them is Hello World, and there should be a graphic right here telling you where they're located and their contact information. Again, till the next episode, Sean signing out.